A double fatal accident on a local highway, and in part because of that, the police have a message today. I'm Charlie Langton, and that story is coming up.
The Trump administration sparking panic and confusion over Tylenol use for pregnant mothers with headaches. A doctor explains the danger associated with using an alternative medication or trying to power through the pain. Ingrid.
I'm Ingrid Kelly in Detroit, where a major announcement was made today. It's sort of like one-stop shopping for Detroit entrepreneurs to help their business grow.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 5 starts now.
We begin with the latest on an overnight fiery crash on I-96 in Novi that left 2 people dead. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rupraj.
And I'm Taryn Asher. Tonight, we're learning more about the victims and what led up to the crash near the Beck Road exit. And Fox 2's Charlie Langton is now joining us live near that scene with the very latest. And what have you learned, Charlie?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've learned quite a bit. And I'll tell you what, because you said there's a double fatal accident, very, very serious, happened on a freeway, but the police today are having a message because of that. Now, I'm on I-75, I'm not on I-96, but the message goes to any highway or any major road. If you get into a crash, stay in your car. That's the message today. But what happened early this morning, a little after 2 o'clock, 96, a car stopped on 96 in the lane of travel. She got out of her car, looked at the tire, went back into her car, and then was rear-ended by another. Fire, and 2 people died. I talked to Mike Shaw, Lieutenant Shaw of the Michigan State Police. He used that as an example of what not to do when you have a problem on the highway. Take a look. Just after 2 in the morning on Tuesday, eastbound I-96 near Beck Road, an Acura sedan driven by 30-year-old Nina Wang from California was stopped in the left lane because of a problem with her front tire. Novi police say that she got out of the car to look at the tire. You get into a crash on the freeway. Should you ever get out of your car?
Get in a crash anywhere, and you shouldn't get out of the car.
But police say that Wang was actually in the car when she was then rear-ended by a Kia Soul driven by Slavette Campbell, a 57-year-old resident of Westland. Both cars caught on fire, and both drivers were dead at the scene. Police want to emphasize always stay in your car at all times after an emergency.
No need to get out on the freeway to change your flat tire. And the reason for that is, if you look right behind me, all these freeway safety cars out there, you call 911, say you have a flat tire, say your car broke down on the side of the roadway, they'll send one of these drivers out there. They also have those lights on the top of their vehicles. They'll go out there and change it for you.
All right, now we want to emphasize that now, after a 6-hour investigation, it appears that Miss Wang was actually inside her car at the time of the impact, but the principle applies. Learning lesson here is don't get out of your car if you're in a crash. By the way, it does not appear that alcohol was a factor in this crash. Although there will be an autopsy with toxicology reports, that's coming up later. But a tragic accident, 2 people lost their lives. I am live here on a different highway, but nevertheless, that's the message. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, and Charlie, I understand the message of wanting to be safe, not being hit by a car by getting out, but clearly this woman was inside the car when she was hit, and it was that crash from behind and the fire, one of the 2, that ended up taking her life. So whether she got out of the car or not is almost not important in this case. She was hit because she was hit by another car, rear-ended her.
But it looked like the early investigation was that she was out of her car, and I think that's what took 6 hours today while the police tied up 96 on the way into Detroit. So I'm not, it looks like she did, but she got out of her car. You're not supposed to do that, but nevertheless, she was in the car at the time of the collision. And that's the message here. In an accident on a major highway, stay in your car. Roop, I'll send it back to you.
All right, important message for us. Charlie Langton with us live tonight. Thank you. All right, my friends, let's take a live look outside. Gray skies after a foggy start to the day, and another chance for rain is coming your way.
You know, I heard somebody say today it was like pea soup. Have you heard that reference?
I have heard that
I'm not
before,
sure what it means
from
exactly, though. Yeah, but Rich, it was soupy out there, I guess that's the best way.
That's exactly the way to describe it. It is soupy out there because the dew points are up. We have the cloud cover. We've had some showers, especially in the western suburbs. Notice clusters of showers, even a few storms. Northern Indiana, southwest Michigan, creeping up on Adrian in Lenawee County. Here's a good look at Sky Tracker. Along the Ohio Turnpike, some brief heavy downpours. Most of the action still west of Jackson. How about up near Port Huron? A few showers pretty close to Fort Gratiot Lighthouse. Let me show you the numbers. It's 74 degrees. It's not cold out there, but with the showers, it is a bit cooler in the southwest corner of the state. Here's another look along the Detroit River. You can see a few peaks of sunshine. Quite beautiful out there. The Rensen in the background. We're going to see a few showers this evening and again overnight, but it's tomorrow that brings some steadier rain chances to the region. However, we're going to see a big improvement into our weekend forecast. We're going to show you those numbers coming up in 10. Roop Taryn, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Rich. Well, all it takes sometimes is one good idea, but the challenge is usually getting the money or enough money to launch a new business.
But the city of Detroit has something in the works to help entrepreneurs get started. Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly joins us live with how you can access these resources inside a business that knows all too well the success of that. Hey, Ingrid.
Oh, I know. Hey, you know, Detroit entrepreneurs, they have big dreams, but often there's very little money to fund those dreams. And that's why this initiative is so important. Detroit Capital Hub is an online hub that connects Detroit businesses with financial institutions that can meet their loan requests. And for many, that's a game changer.
Many of us, we don't even know anything about, financing. We don't even know anything about, banking, all those things. This is going to help a lot, going to take a lot of stress out of the small businesses.
Finally, the city that I love is building processes around small business and not making small business try to figure out city processes. And that's why this is so important.
So saving time, making it easier for entrepreneurs to navigate, building a foundation and supporting CDFIs and connecting small businesses to business service organizations is really what the goal of this platform is all about.
Right. So back out here live, we're in this small business here in Detroit, a coffee shop. Now, the Gilbert Family Foundation, they're actually helping to fund this platform. And I like to think of it like this. Instead of knocking on 10 doors and the majority of those doors never open to you because you don't really have that business background, the funding or anything that makes them think that you're a strong loan candidate, this platform, it does all the research and it lines you up with people that will open the door and help grow the money that you need to grow your business. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Ingrid. Well, we first shared the story of a World War II veteran's treasured belongings found tucked away in a local storage unit earlier this month.
Well, tonight, after some determined digging, the couple who made that discovery has put those memories back where they belong with the veteran's family. Fox 2's Scott Wolchek with the story.
Remember this Purple Heart certificate that Roger found in a storage unit? Well, guess who saw our news story? The son of the soldier who earned this Purple Heart.
Makes my heart smile. It's like he's talking to me yet.
Dale Kincaid is from Chesterfield. He says he was shocked to hear the name Lehman Kincaid on Fox 2.
I go, what? That's my dad. That's my dad. He's been gone 35 years. And how did this certificate get up here? Because I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
And he had no clue this certificate even existed, much less how it ended up in a Clinton Township storage unit that Roger Spiro and his wife purchased by chance.
Maybe the man upstairs put it in there,
These two good people made me very happy because, my dad was a good man. He was a World War II vet. And he was in the Battle of Luxembourg over in Germany in the wintertime in 1944. In the thick of it.
Dale says during the war, his father's feet were badly frostbitten. He always had to wear special shoes.
I guess it was stuck on the hill or a foxhole or whatever. By the time they got him out, it had frostbite real bad. It was it's just what this man went through. What our soldiers went through to make this country as great as it is.
And this was a great surprise.
The timing was perfect. I thank God for Roger. I thank God for Eileen for doing all her hard work, and I thank Channel 2 News for making this possible.
Working for you, Scott Walchek, Fox 2 News.
President Trump touting his foreign policy achievements and lashing out at the United Nations in a message to world leaders. What he's saying about the ongoing wars in Gaza and Ukraine. Just ahead.
And it didn't take long for jurors to reach a verdict for the man accused of trying to assassinate Donald Trump during his run for president. But no one expected what Ryan Routh would do next in the middle of the courtroom.
Panic and confusion over the use of Tylenol for pregnant moms. A doctor explains the danger associated with using an alternative medication or trying to power through the pain. You're watching Fox 2 News at 5.
You're on.
Well, strong reaction and plenty of confusion after top government health officials claim there's a link between the use of acetaminophen and autism.
Fox News' Brandon Hudson joins us in studio to talk about the backlash that it sparked and the dangers of following any one person's advice too closely.
Look, Roop Taryn, we have been through this before. We saw it with the Trump administration as they make a major health decision. It causes a lot of confusion. It happened during the pandemic more than once. And while most medical professionals that we reached out to, they tried to distance themselves from this conversation. We did talk to one doctor who says if a pregnant woman doesn't take acetaminophen for headaches or takes an alternative, this could lead to some birth defects.
With Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. And if you can't live, if your fever is so bad, you have to take one because there's no alternative to that.
In one 12-second clip, President Donald Trump opened a Pandora's box of conversation on the use of acetaminophen or Tylenol by pregnant women. The Trump administration's declaration of a link between the over-the-counter medicine and autism sparked a lot of reaction on social media.
That is punchline, not true.
That includes Dr. Karen Tang, a board-certified OBGYN and author of It's Not Hysteria, Everything You Need to Know About Reproductive Health.
There's no evidence that acetaminophen or Tylenol actually causes autism. And the other big important message is about the importance of treating pain and treating fevers.
Autism continues to be tied to genetics. Am I correct in saying that?
Absolutely. So autism and autism spectrum, because it's obviously a spectrum of different conditions, is not just one thing. And we think that based on the best data that's available, that most likely it is a combination of both genetics and inherited factors, and potentially some environmental factors as well. And a very important thing to point out is that it's not a disease.
During the president's speech, he name-dropped Tylenol, which is one of the most well-known brands in America, which includes acetaminophen. We asked U of M professor of marketing and author Dr. Marcus Collins if the president's words could hurt the brand.
I'm sure Tylenol was like, how did we catch these strays? They had nothing to do with us. I mean, essentially, this is sort of the challenge where the brand name is a shortcut for the category or generic product.
With a brand as strong as Tylenol, is there a silver lining in this at all?
You know, strong brands are brands that transcend the category. They move beyond the value propositions of the product, and they hold really sacred spaces in the hearts and minds of consumers. I don't know if Tylenol has that kind of effect as much as we know it.
This isn't the first time Tylenol has faced controversy. Back in 1982, there was the Tylenol scare. It sparked a lot of panic. At the time, there was a massive recall after several bottles were laced with potassium cyanide, which is a drug that killed 7 people who ingested it in the Chicago area. So that is why today, Tylenol and other medication companies use those tamper-proof bottles. But getting back to that OBGYN, she says, look, if you're a woman and you're watching this, don't try to guilt yourself into making yourself think you don't need to take acetaminophen because the president may have said it. Always consult your doctor. Always consult your doctor, and they'll give you the best advice to make it through what can be a very joyous but stressful time in your life.
It's hard to find any sort of concrete proof, though, that backs what we are hearing the administration say. No matter how much you dig, they said there's a possible, possibility, potential, but nothing direct correlated.
But Harvard did do the study, and Harvard is the one that RFK was citing, but Harvard's study even says there's an association, but they also in the study say don't stop taking it, because if a baby ends up exposed to high fevers, that could really hurt the baby, as you pointed out.
Birth defects. Look, it always it leads to correlation does not equal causation.
And that's exactly
and so that's the thing. It's even though they may seem related, one is not the cause of the other.
And of course, we were saying this during the story, the spectrum has gotten larger for autism
people
now.
have been discovered to have autism.
So more people are being diagnosed. So a lot of factors going into this, and we're just waiting for more word, I guess.
An important conversation.
And it's only just beginning.
It is indeed.
Thanks,
Thank you, Brandon.
No problem.
Our unsettled pattern continues. I'm going to show you why. We have a circulation in the atmosphere here north of the Great Lakes and other circulation down over Missouri. Now, we have seen some wet weather today, but most of the day it's been dry. I'm going to zoom in, and you can clearly see some of the heavy shower activity is north of Fort Wayne, south of Battle Creek, close to Kalamazoo, also moving along the Ohio